And just a quick announcement for our coaches here this afternoon. We will have a coaches meeting on the infield next to the start line. Again, coaches, in about 10 minutes, we will have a coaches meeting on the infield next to the start line. Again, for those coaches, that meeting will be at 4:25. Again, that coaches meeting is going to be at 4:25, so it's actually going to be about 5 minutes until that coaches meeting. Once again, that is on the infield next to the start line. Coaches meeting in about 5 minutes. Fans, students, and coaches, we'd like to welcome you this afternoon to Washington, Iowa here at the Demon Relays. Our participating teams this afternoon for the girls, we have Belle Plaine, Benton Community, Davis County, Fort Madison, Knoxville, Mount Pleasant, Cedar Rapids Prairie, Tipton, Wapello, and Washington. For the boys, our competing teams is Belle Plaine, Danville, Fort Madison, Iowa City Liberty, Iowa Valley, Knoxville, Mid Prairie, Mount Pleasant, Cedar Rapids Prairie, Wapello, and Washington. Again, welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to Washington, Iowa, here at the Demon Relays. Coaches meeting now beginning here on the infield, and we will have the starting of our competition with the national anthem in a few moments. Again, fans, welcome.
Test. Test. Can you hear that out there? Test. I was trying to say test in there and I didn't hear anything. I think it'll be easier in here than because people coming to help you or get help from you and so forth.
And ladies and gentlemen, at this time, if you could please rise, if you are able, and remove any headwear that you may have. We're going to honor this great country of ours with the singing of the national anthem. Today's anthem is performed by Lee Buchholz.
Please join me. Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets' red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Thank you very much, Lee. And with that, ladies and gentlemen, our first event will be on the track here in just a few moments. Of course, our field events have already started for this afternoon. High jump, discus, long jump, and shot put in their respective areas. We will see how the competition fares as we go through the meet here today. First running event for the afternoon is going to be the 800 sprint medley for the girls. We will have 3 heats for the girls, and for the boys' 800 sprint medley, we will have 2 heats. Looks like our first event is getting ready here on the track. Heat number 1 of the girls 800 sprint medley. Competing in lane 2 is Washington. In lane 3, Davis County. And in lane 4 is Tipton. If we could please have our volunteers at the exchange zones, please lift up your flags. Again, our volunteers at the exchanges, could you please lift up your flags? Thank you. And first running event of the afternoon underway. This is the girls 800 sprint medley relay, section 1 of 3. Competing here in section number 1 on the leadoff for Washington, that's Colby Layden. Davis County running Katrina Noblock. Tipton with Ashlyn Voss. Off the exchange, working our ways through turns 3 and 4. And it will be Washington out front, or Davis County, rather. At the exchange, that is Davis County going on to Briley Lowe. Jersey Griever on the second leg for Davis County. Jaden Bennett, the anchor for Davis County. Tipton with Kayla Walter. Washington on the anchor leg is Gracie Simmering. And onto the front stretch again. Here come your leaders. Again, that is Davis County. Jaden Bennett, the junior on the anchor. followed by Tipton and Washington. And out of section number 1, it will be Davis County B team taking the first section. 2:11:35 will be the time to beat from Davis County. As we move into section 2, looking at the field, competing in lane 1 is Cedar Rapids Prairie. Mount Pleasant is in lane 2. Competing in lane 3, Benton Community. Knoxville is in lane 4, and Fort Madison competing in lane 5, section 2 of 3. And section number 2 of 3 now underway. Again, 2:11:35 is the time to beat. Already on through the first exchange. At the second exchange, working into turn 3. Looks like that might be Knoxville on the outside with the slight advantage. And that is Benton out front as we work to the front stretch. Kinsey Volbrecht on the third leg for Benton. They'll take it to Kennedy Laurer on the anchor. Benton Community passing the stick to the anchor. Last 400 meters, again, that is Kennedy Laurer for Benton Community. Mount Pleasant currently holding that second spot. On the outside, that's Knoxville trying to make a move with their anchor, Olivia Bacon. Mount Pleasant running McKay Deitzenbach on the anchor. It is Benton Community and Knoxville. And on the outside, that is Knoxville trying to make a move here in section number 2. Olivia Bacon. Kennedy Laurer. And a good closer here in section number 2. That's Olivia Bacon of Knoxville. And they will put down the top time in section number 2, 2:10:66. Will be the time to beat from Knoxville. As we move along to section 3 of 3, competing in lane 1 is Washington. Tipton will be in lane 2. Mount Pleasant is in lane 3. In lane 4 is Davis County. Benton Community in 5, and Fort Madison in lane 6. Section 3 of 3. Third and final section of this girls' 800 sprint med. 2:10.66 again is the time to beat. On the third leg now, working our way out of turn 4. And here come your leaders in lane 4. That is Davis County. Kai Van Lanningham on the third leg for Davis County. She's going to pass the stick off to their anchor, Cass Van Lanningham. It is Davis County, followed by Benton Community and Mount Pleasant. And our leaders gaining some company as we work our way into turn 3 and 4 once again. Tight battle for second. On the outside, that's Mount Pleasant with their anchor, Andy Scott. And it is Andy Scott of Mount Pleasant now up front on the front stretch. Less than 100 meters to go here in section 3 of 3. 2:10.66 is the time to beat. It is Mount Pleasant. Davis County. And it will be Davis County getting the edge at the finish, and they will be your champions in the girls 800 sprint medley. 1:58.99 is the time from Davis County. Again, 1:58.99 is your top time out of those 3 sections. And next event on the track will be the boys 800 sprint medley. First section of 2. In lane 2 is Cedar Rapids Prairie, Iowa City Liberty in lane 3, and Mid Prairie in lane 4. First of 2 sections here in the boys sprint medley relay. At the first exchange already, getting a slight advantage with the stick. That's Iowa City Liberty in lane 3. Iowa City Liberty out front on the third leg now. Garrett Gregory, currently competing for Iowa City. Mid Prairie, running Landy Gingrich. Going to the anchor for Iowa City Liberty is Jaden France. For Mid Prairie, Peyton Chalumba. .400 meters to run on the anchor leg here for these boys in section number 1. And again, it is Jaden France of Iowa City Liberty working his way through the backstretch. Meet record for this event, 1:38.62. That time set in 2018 by Mount Pleasant. But here come your leaders once again on the front stretch. It's Iowa City Liberty and Jaden France, the junior. And it is Iowa City Liberty out of section number 1. 1:44.71. The time from Iowa City. And they will have your time to beat as we move along to section number 2. Competing in lane number 1 is Knoxville. Washington is in lane 2. Iowa Valley in lane 3. Fort Madison is in 4. And Mount Pleasant in lane 5. Section 2 of 2. Second and final section here for the boys 800 sprint medley. Again, 1:44.71 the time to beat here in section number 2. And that is Fort Madison working their way down the front stretch as we go to the anchors. Fort Madison with the slight advantage. Washington on the inside. Washington anchoring Alec Ulen. Mount Pleasant with Dylan Hagens. And it is Washington out front here in section number 2. Washington and Mount Pleasant. And that is Mount Pleasant again trying to respond on the outside. Dylan Hagens, or Fort Madison rather. Nick Fullenkamp. Or again, that's Peyton Laufer of Iowa Valley coming out of lane 3 wearing hip number 3, and they will take section number 2. Again, 1:44.71 was the time to beat, 1:37.56 for Iowa Valley. And it will be the team from Iowa Valley taking the boys 800 sprint medley relay. Again, 1:37.56 is the unofficial time. We'll get some results. And moving on to our next event will be the girls' 3,000-meter run. We'll work our way to the backstretch with our starter. And we'll take a look at the field here. Wearing hip number 1 is Quincy Griffiths of Washington. Hip number 2 from Tipton is Rebecca Hinderbaker. Wearing hip number 3 from Tipton as well is Corin Wallach. Wearing hip 4 from Mount Pleasant is Isabel Meador. Wearing hip number 5 from Davis County, Karsten Nebel. Wearing hip number 6 from Tipton is Sadie Hamilton. Hip number 7 from Fort Madison, Peyton Wagland. Wearing hip number 8 from Washington is Isabella Lujan. And wearing hip number 9 from Fort Madison, Jordan Birch.
All 3,200-meter runners need to be checked in. 3,200-meter runners, please check in.
Again, we have 9 competitors here in this girls 3,000. Looking back at those last 2 events with our official results. Top 3 teams from the girls 800 sprint med. Your third place team in 2 flat 04 is Tipton. Your runner-up team 159.12 is Mount Pleasant, and your girls champions in the sprint medley of a time of 159 flat is Davis County. Looking at the boys' results, top 3 teams in third place for the boys in a time of 142.65 is Fort Madison. Your runner-up team in a time of 140.1 is Washington. And your boys champions in the 800 sprint medley relay in a time of 137.57, Iowa Valley. Meet record for this event set back in 2019, 10:06.24. That record set by Ashlyn Keeney of Iowa City Liberty. And currently out front, wearing hip number 1, that is Quincy Griffiths of Washington, the freshman. Rebecca Hinderaker of Tipton holding that second spot as we work into turns 1 and 2.
Final call, boys 3,200 meter run. Boys 4x8 meter, please check in. Boys 4x800.
And once again, crossing the finish line there are your leaders. Again, it is Quincy Griffiths, Rebecca Hinderaker, and Peyton Waglin of Fort Madison, currently holding that third spot. Four laps to go now for our leaders. At this time, we will call our boys high jump competitors. If you could please report to the high jump pit. We are ready to begin warm-ups and our competition for the boys high jump. Again, boys high jumpers, please report. Once again at the finish line, here are your leaders in the girls 3,000. Quincy Griffiths, the freshman of Washington, been holding her lead through the first half of this 3,000. Under 4 laps to go now for your leaders. It is Griffiths, Hinderaker, and Wagland. Currently your top 3 competitors in this girls 3,000. Quincy Griffiths, the freshman of Washington, still maintaining her lead as she works her way out of turn 4. Rebecca Hinderaker also been holding her position in this 3,000 competition. Approaching the finish line and 800 meters to go for our leaders. And here come our leaders about to approach the bell lap here in this 3,000 meter. Rebecca Hinderaker of Tipton trying to seal the gap throughout this 3,000. And we've got under 400 meters to go for your leaders. Just crossing the finish line now, under 400 meters to go. That is Peyton Wagland out of Fort Madison. Also at the finish line now, that's Corin Wallach, the junior from Tipton, now under 400 to go. Karsten Nebel, Isabella Lugin. And once again, here comes your leaders onto the front stretch. Fans, let's hear you. Quincy Griffiths and Rebecca Hinderaker have maintained their 1 and 2 positions throughout this 3,000 competition. And it will be Quincy Griffiths, the freshman of Washington, and a fantastic effort from the freshman from Washington, Quincy Griffiths. Rebecca Hinderaker taking that second spot. (11:54.77) the time for Griffiths. 11:58.77 the time for Hinderaker. And trying to make a move is Isabella Lugin. And a good closer for Isabella Lugin, the freshman of Washington. Looks like we have received some results from our girls' high jump competition. Here are your top 5 finishers out of the girls' high jump. Finishing in 5th place with a jump of 4'8", the junior from Washington, Grace Voss. Your 4th place finisher with a jump of 4'8" from Mount Pleasant, Josie Gilmore. Your 3rd place finisher from Fort Madison with a jump of 4'10", Asia Jenkins. Your girls runner-up with a jump of 4'10" from Davis County, Olivia Van Manen. And your champion in the girls' high jump with a jump of 5 feet even, the freshman from Tipton, Tatum Nebergall. And now, fans, next event on the track will be the boys' 3,200-meter run. 13 competitors in this event. We'll take a look at the field after the gun. And a clean start here for the boys in the 3,200. Let's take a look at the field. Wearing hip number 1 from Danville, A.J. Bonison. Wearing hip number 2 of Washington is Lance Soboski. Wearing hip number 3 from Mid-Prairie, Emmett Swartzenruber. Wearing hip number 4 from Danville, Carter Fessler. Wearing hip number 5 from Cedar Rapids Prairie, Bennett Allred. Wearing hip 6, his teammate from Prairie, Carter Mulford. Wearing hip number 7 from Mid-Prairie, Preston Yutzi. Wearing hip number 8 from Mount Pleasant, Gannon McNamee. Wearing hip number 9 from Iowa City Liberty, Luke Gage. Wearing hip number 10 from Washington is Peyton Snakenberg. Wearing hip number 11 from Mount Pleasant, Chris Awolt. Wearing hip 12 for Iowa City Liberty, Ryan McDermott. And his teammate wearing hip 13 from Iowa City Liberty, Kyle Gessel. Again, 13 entries here in the 3,200. Here come your leaders at the finish. Lance Soboski and A.J. Bonison. After the first 400, they are currently your leaders. Meet record in this competition set back in 2018, 9:49.51. That record set from Mount Pleasant's Cody Mertens. Close competition here after the first 800 for your leaders. Once again, that's A.J. Bonison out of Danville and Lance Soboski out of Washington.
Girls 4x8 needs to report to the finish line. Girls 4x8, please report to the finish line. Boys 4x8 may also report to the finish line.
Five laps to go for your leaders. Lance Soboski of Washington trying to pull ahead here. Currently in that third spot wearing hip number 3 from Mid-Prairie. That is Emmett Swartzenruber. And our leaders now halfway through this 3,200 competition. Your leader, Lance Soboski of Washington, looking strong as he moves along the backstretch. Fans, if you haven't yet today, make sure sometime throughout the meet you check out our concession stand and get yourself a snack or something to drink as we cheer on our student athletes today. Our volunteers, with their warm food and warm smiles, will be happy to welcome you over. Get you something to eat or something to drink, again, as we cheer on our student athletes today. Again, make sure to check out the concessions. Tell them I sent you. Looking back at that girls 3,000, here are your top three competitors' final results. Your third place finisher in a time of 12:21.62 out of Fort Madison, Peyton Wagand. Your runner-up in the girls 3,000 in a time 11:58.77 from Tipton, Rebecca Hinderaker. And your girls champion in the 3,000 meter with a time of 11:54.77, the freshman from Washington, Quincy Griffiths. And here's your leader at the bell lap. Once again, that is Lance Saboski, the senior from Washington. And under 400 meters to go now for your leaders. Working his way through turns 3 and 4. Again, this is your leader. Held the lead through the entirety of this event. Once again, Lance Saboski of Washington. Fans, let's bring him home. 9:49 is the meet record. And it looks like he'll have a shot at it. Lance Saboski, phenomenal competition in this 3,200. 9:41.96, the unofficial time. We'll make sure that time is correct and get you the official time. Does look like we will have a new meet record for the boys in the 3,200. And fans, it looks like we have some results from our field events. The boys' long jump competition has concluded. Here are your top 5 finishers. Finishing in 5th place with a top jump of 18 feet 9.5 inches from Iowa Valley, Brody Ward. Your 4th place finisher in the boys' long jump with a best jump of 19 feet and a half inch from Mid Prairie, Jackson Gaiman. Your 3rd place finisher from Knoxville with a jump of 20 feet 2 inches, Tristan DeYoung. Your runner-up from Mid Prairie with a jump of 20 feet 4 1/4 inches, Kane Brown. And your boys' champion in the long jump with a jump of 20 feet 4 3/4 inches from Mount Pleasant, Avon Truong. And working his way to the finish line. That is Peyton Snakenberg of Washington, the senior. And now the next event on the track is event number 5, the girls 4x800 meter relay. One and only section of this event. Competing in lane 1 is Benton Community. Washington is in lane 2. Tipton in lane 3. Davis County competing in lane 4. Mount Pleasant in 5. Knoxville in 6. And Fort Madison wearing hip number 7. Once again, this is the girls 4x800. Abigail Cleese with the early lead on the leadoff for Washington. Benton currently holding that second spot. Jada Lyons on the leadoff for Benton. At the first 400, that is Washington currently out front, followed by Tipton and Benton. Davis County, Mount Pleasant, and Knoxville. Tight battle for that second spot. Currently, Benton making another move. Jada Lyons once again responding. Maintaining that second position as we go into turns 3 and 4. And here we come to the exchange. It is now Tipton out front, followed by Benton and Washington. Tipton now running Addie Dolan. Benton Community. Gwen King on the second leg. Washington running Kendall Henriksen. It is Tipton and Benton. Fans, we have some more results from our field events as they are concluding this afternoon. The boys discus throw, here are your top 5 finishers. Finishing in 5th place. Finishing in 5th place with a throw of 122 feet 5 inches from Mid-Prairie, Jackson Zahardenek. In 4th place with a throw of 128 feet, also from Mid-Prairie, Sean Dodds. Your 3rd place finisher with a throw of 131 feet 6 inches from Washington, Braden Hartman. Your runner-up in the discus with a throw of 134 feet 5 inches, Keegan Elliott. And your boys champion in the discus with a throw of 135 feet 6 inches from Mid-Prairie, Carter Harmson. Also looking back at that last event, the boys 3200, here were your top 3 finishers out of that event. Finishing in 3rd place with a time of 11 flat 72 from Cedar Rapids Prairie, Bennett Allred. Your runner-up with a time of 10 minute 30.32 from Mid-Prairie, Emmett Swartzenruber. And your boys champion in the 3200 with a new meet record time of 9:41.96 from Washington, Lance Saboski. And here we come once again to the finish line. For the second exchange, it is Benton out front, followed by Tipton. On the 3rd leg for Benton, Abby Rinderneck. Tipton running Coda Fogg on the 3rd leg. Washington with Lauren Horick. And some more results here for you as they keep coming in. Top 5 finishers from the girls' shot put competition. Your 5th place finisher with a throw of 31 feet 9 inches from Mount Pleasant, Alyssa Dosher. Your 4th place finisher from Fort Madison with a throw of 32 feet and a half inch, Lexi Whaley. Your 3rd place finisher with a throw of 32 feet 1.5 inch from Mount Pleasant, Ava English. Your runner-up with a throw of 38 feet 3 inches from Knoxville, Ashlyn Finnerty. And your girls champion in the shot put with a best throw of 43 feet 9.5 inches, Jaden Brumbaugh. And it is still Benton out front, followed by Tipton and Washington. Davis County trying to make a move on that 3rd spot. Davis County running Charlie Barnhart.
Let's go, Lauren! Good job, Lauren!
And that is Washington making a move on the outside on the back stretch as we work our way to the anchor leg. And at the exchange, that is Benton. Abby Jones, the freshman, now on the anchor for Benton. Washington now handing off the stick. They'll be anchoring Grace Voss. Tipton also on the anchor leg now. Kalina Hagan, the senior, running for Tipton. Once again, it is Benton out front. And fans, here comes your leader. Again, this is Abby Jones anchoring for Benton Community. Entering turn 3 with 200 meters to go. Once again, that is your leader, Abby Jones of Benton Community. Grace Voss, the anchor for Washington, maintaining that second spot. Tipton again with Kalina Hagan. And a good closer for Abby Jones here of Benton Community. And a good closer for Grace Voss of Washington. And Kalina Hagan of Tipton. And that is Alexa Walls across the finish line for Fort Madison. And now next event on the track will be the boys 4x800 meter relay. Wearing hip number 1 will be Iowa City Liberty. Hip 2 will go to Washington. Hip number 3 will be Mid Prairie. Wearing hip 4 will be Mount Pleasant. Wearing hip 5, Cedar Rapids Prairie. Washington JV wearing hip number 6. And Fort Madison wearing hip number 7.
Washington senior parents, please report to the gate next to the concession stand. Washington senior parents, please report to the gate next to the concession stand.
Let's go, Drew.
And an early lead for Mount Pleasant. Mount Pleasant leading off with Jacob Rickman. And a healthy chase pack here on the front stretch. After the first 400 on the outside, that's Iowa City Liberty making a move. Jacob Madsen on the leadoff. Washington currently in that third spot. Drew Horick on the leadoff for Washington. Tipton, or Mid Prairie rather. Mid Prairie with Jordan Stock on the leadoff. But again, it is Mount Pleasant. Jacob Rickman handing off the stick to Isaiah Albright here on the second leg. And that is Iowa City Liberty now trying to make a move on the outside. As we go into turn number 3, Jacob Madsen, the freshman. And it will be Iowa City Liberty now as we go to the front stretch here on the first leg. It is Jacob Madsen of Iowa City Liberty and Jacob Rickman of Mount Pleasant as we go to the exchange. Noah Gregory on the second leg now for Iowa City Liberty. Isaiah Albright on the second leg for Mount Pleasant. Washington now on the second leg. They're running Evan Vandermolen. Mid Prairie with Chance Hirschberger. Looking back from that last event from the girls, here are your top 3 teams from that 4x800. Your third place team with a time of 10:51.14 is Tipton. Your runner-up in the girls 4x800 with a time of 10:44.26 is Washington. And your girls champions in the 4x800 with a time of 10:33.04, the team from Benton.
Come on, Evan.
And a close battle here still for first between Mount Pleasant and Iowa City Liberty. Fans, our leaders are stride for stride as they come out of turn 4. A tight battle for the lead here in this boys 4x800. Iowa City Liberty and Mount Pleasant as we go to the second exchange. Mount Pleasant with the slight advantage. Isaiah Albright, he's handing the stick off to Isaac Reinders. Iowa City Liberty now running Jack Abel on the third leg. Man, here comes the chase pack to the exchange. It'll be Washington first. Washington running Tyler Alderton now on the third leg. Mid-Prairie with Chance Hirschberger. And it will be Iowa City Liberty now trying to reclaim the lead with the senior Jack Abel. At the finish line, that is Washington and Mid-Prairie. Chance Hirschberger. Tyler Alderton again. This is on the third leg for Washington. And it is Iowa City Liberty now making some distance on the lead. Getting a good third carry from Jack Abel. They'll be anchoring Ethan Bartachek. Mount Pleasant getting a good carry from Isaac Reinders. They'll be anchoring Gabe Feldman. And it is Iowa City Liberty and Mount Pleasant on the anchors. And that is Washington now at the exchange. Andrew Shepard will be on the anchor for the Demons. Mid-Prairie now running Thomas Flynn. And just under 400 meters now for your leaders. Once again, it is Iowa City Liberty and Mount Pleasant. Once again, here's your leader on the front stretch. It is Iowa City Liberty, Ethan Bartachek. Mount Pleasant getting a good anchor carry from Gabe Feldman. But it will be Iowa City Liberty in the boys 4x800. 8:44:29 is the time from Iowa City Liberty. Once again, they are your champions in this boys 4x800. And that is Washington now across the line with their varsity team. Andrew Shepard anchoring for Washington. Thomas Flynn of Mid Prairie across the line. And this is Cedar Rapids Prairie with Michael Reyes. And Washington JV getting an anchor from Isaiah Morris. If we could please get that quartet from Iowa City Liberty to come onto the infield, over to the center of the infield, we will do some awards for this 4x800. Again, we need the quartet from Iowa City Liberty. Please go to the center of the infield. We will recognize you. And we will also have senior recognition coming up in just a few moments. And at this time, ladies and gentlemen, we'll direct your attention to the front stretch. We will do our senior recognition. Our first senior to be recognized is Leah Fillinger, daughter of Molly Mirren and the late Josh Fillinger. Leah's future plans are to attend Kirkwood and Cedar Rapids to become an RN. Our next senior is Samuel Ackerman, son of Leslie and Jim Allender. Future plans are to attend Kirkwood with an undecided major. Our next senior, Kason Bailey, son of Sarah and Kirk Bailey. Future plans are to attend Northwestern College in Iowa to play basketball. Our next senior is Lincoln Hansen, son of Sheila and Chris Hansen. Lincoln's future plans are to attend Kirkwood's Welding Academy. Next up is Lucas Kroll, son of Tricia and Brad Kroll. Lucas's future plans are to attend Wartburg College to study business administration and accounting. Next senior we have Travis Layden, son of Andrea and Mike Layden. Travis's future plans are to attend Wartburg College and play basketball. Next we have James Madrana, son of Amanda Madrano. Future plans are to attend Kirkwood College for their advanced welding program. Next up, we have Evan Miller, son of Wendy and Matt Miller. Evan's future plans are to attend Iowa State University and major in kinesiology. Next up, we have Jacob Miller, son of Rochelle and Scott Miller. Jacob's future plans are to attend Iowa State University to major in marketing. Next senior we have Mateo Salazar, son of Kathy and Jorge Salazar. Mateo's future plans are to attend the University of Iowa. Next we have Peyton Snakenberg, son of Heather Snakenberg and Nate Snakenberg. Peyton's future plans are to attend University of Alabama and major in apparel and textiles. Our next senior is Lance Saboski, son of Kara and Don Saboski. Lance's future plans are to attend Wartburg College and study biology and run track and cross country. Our next senior is Cole Williams, son of Terry Kirk and Dan Messer. Cole's future plans are yet undecided. Our next senior is Matt Wolf, son of Kerry Wolf. Matt's future plans will be joining the U.S. Army and will ship out in July of this year. Matt Wolf, we appreciate you very much for your service. Next we have Quim Wabena, son of Diana and Grant Wabena. Future plans are undecided. And last but not least, we have Ethan Ziglowski, son of Heather Ziglowski and Tad Ziglowski. Ethan's future plans are to attend William Penn to study environmental studies and bowl. Ladies and gentlemen, your Washington senior class of 2022. And now, fans, will direct your attention once again for a special recognition here. The Iowa Association of Track Officials wishes to recognize 2 outstanding volunteers for their outstanding service and dedication to Washington Demon Track and Field. Our 2 recipients this year are Sean Ellingson and Krista Gall. Again, we'd like to thank you, Sean and Krista, for everything you have done for the sport of track and field and for Washington High School. And as you can see, fans, next event on the track will be the shuttle hurdle relay. Thanks to our volunteer hurdle wranglers setting up the front stretch for our next event. Looking ahead here for the boys, looks like we will have 3 sections for the boys shuttle hurdle and 2 sections for the girls. And before our event here, we do have the results from that boys 4x800 top 3 teams. Finishing in 3rd place with a time of 9:15.85 was Washington. Your runner-up team with a time of 8:51.14, Mount Pleasant. And your boys champions in the 4x800 with a time of 8:44.29, Iowa City Liberty. And on the track, this is section 1 of 3. Washington competing in lanes 3 and 4. Washington JV in lanes 5 and 6. And on the anchor for Washington Varsity, that is Ethan Zeglowski. And with that, we'll move on to section number 2, competing in lanes 1 and 2. Cedar Rapids Prairie, Fort Madison competing in lanes 3 and 4, and Iowa City Liberty will be in lanes 5 and 6. We do have some more results from our field events as they conclude this afternoon. We'll start with the girls' long jump, top 5 competitors, finishing in 5th place with a top jump of 14 feet 8.5 inches, Bailey Jallis. Your 4th place finisher with a jump of 14 feet 10 inches, Elsie Lang. Your third place finisher with a jump of 14 feet 10 1/4 inches from Davis County, Paisley Yoder. Your runner-up in the girls' long jump with a jump of 15 feet 9 inches from Knoxville, Melanie Sullivan. And your girls' champion in the long jump with a jump of 16 feet 4 1/2 inches from Davis County, Callie Greiner.
Eric Goslin, please report to the concession stand. Eric Goslin. Distance medley teams, please check in. Distance medley teams, please check in.
Section 2 of 3 now underway. Now with the early lead, that is Fort Madison. McCaden Rower on the leadoff. On to the second leg now, Teague Smith, the sophomore, currently leading this event for Fort Madison. Going now to the third leg, Fort Madison with Caleb Bolander. Iowa City Liberty now at the exchange. Quentin Logan now on the third leg. They just ran Fisher Dykstra. And Cedar Rapids Prairie now with Hero Winterberg. And on to the anchor now for Fort Madison, Adam Sobzak. Iowa City Liberty running James Eckert. And it will be Fort Madison out of section number 2, 1:10:11 unofficial. And they will put down the time to beat as we move along to section 3 of 3. Competing in lanes 1 and 2 is Mid Prairie. In lanes 3 and 4, Belle Plaine. In lanes 5 and 6, Mount Pleasant. And in lanes 7 and 8 is Knoxville. Section 3 of 3. Now, fans, we have our results from the boys' high jump competition. Finishing in 6th place with a jump of 5'6" from Iowa City Liberty, Amari Thigpen. In 5th place with a jump of 5'6" from Mid Prairie, Sean Dodds. Your 4th place finisher with a jump of 5'8" from Fort Madison, Dayton Lamar. Your 3rd place finisher with a jump of 5'10" from Knoxville, Caden Smith. Your boys runner-up in the high jump with a jump of 5'10" from Fort Madison, Mikey DePrima. And your boys champion in the high jump with a jump of 6 foot even from Iowa Valley, Brody Ward. Third and final section here for the boys shuttle hurdle relay. Belle Plaine out front. Close battle between Belle Plaine and Mid Prairie here on the leadoff. Ethan Hamilton on the leadoff for Belle Plaine. Justice Jones for Mid Prairie. Belle Plaine now running Connor Tim. Mid Prairie with Caden Meter. Belle Plaine coming to the exchange with the slight advantage. Eli Allen on the third leg for Belle Plaine. Braden Hartley for Mid Prairie. Mount Pleasant getting a good carry from Morgan Van Nuys. Avon Truong on the third leg now for Mount Pleasant. And it is Belle Plaine Ben DeMulinaire on the anchor for Belle Plaine, and they will take Section 3. 101.01 is the time from Belle Plaine, and they will be your boys' champions in the shuttle hurdle relay. And with that, if we could please have our hurdle wranglers adjust the hurdles for our next event, we will have the girls' shuttle hurdle relay. Again, we will have 2 sections in this event.
First call, boys and girls, open 400-meter dash. First call, 400-meter dash.
And looking back at those results from that shuttle hurdle relay for the boys, top 3 teams. Finishing in third place with a time of 108.08 is Mount Pleasant. Your runner-up team with a time of 105.41 is Mid Prairie. And your boys champions in the shuttle hurdle relay with a time of 101.01, Belle Plaine. And if we could get that quartet from Belle Plaine to meet on the infield at the 50-yard line, we will hand out some awards for that shuttle hurdle. Section 1 of 2 now underway here for the girls' shuttle hurdle. Davis County with the early lead. Stephen Wilfon on the leadoff for Davis County. At the exchange, handing it over to Brookley Batterson.
It is Davis County. Benton Community and Tipton in a tight battle for second as we go to the exchange. Tipton with a slight advantage after the exchange. Tipton running Ashlyn Voss on the third leg. Benton with Sarah Wright. And it is Davis County with Elena Wetsign. And we'll go now to the anchor. Davis County running Avery Bird. Tipton with Zoe Hagan. Benton Community with Caitlin Bonewitz. If we could please get a trainer down to the finish line, we'd appreciate that. Thank you. And at this moment, fans, if we could direct your attention to the infield, we will present an award for the shuttle hurdle relay, the Kurt Jensen Memorial Relay. Kurt Jensen was a teacher and a coach in the WCSD for 20 years. He loved watching young athletes work hard and compete in their sport. He was known for his positive encouragement toward all students, whether in the classroom, the playing field, or in any area of life. The shuttle hurdle relay is named after him to honor the impact he had on family, friends, students, and all who came in contact with Mr. J. Ladies and gentlemen, receiving the Kurt Jensen Memorial Relay Shuttle Hurdle Award, the team from Belle Plaine, Ethan Hamilton, Connor Tim, Eli Aylen, and Ben Dumenliner. Taking a look here at Section 2 of 2, Belle Plaine in lanes 1 and 2, Mount Pleasant in 3 and 4, Benton in 5 and 6, Fort Madison in lanes 7 and 8. This is Section 2 of 2. And with the leadoff, Benton Community getting a good carry, Alyssa Tegler. They're running Janelle Morris now on the second leg for Benton. Mount Pleasant running Abby Blint. They'll be going to Allie Westerkamp on the third leg. It is Benton, Mount Pleasant, Belle Plaine, and Fort Madison. Benton Community getting a good carry on the third leg from Kaya Coffin. They're anchoring Hope Moore. Mount Pleasant running Kenna Lamb. It is Mount Pleasant And Benton Community, Mount Pleasant getting a stellar anchor carry from Kenna Lamb, the senior. And it will be Mount Pleasant. Ladies and gentlemen, what an anchor carry from the senior Kenna Lamb of Mount Pleasant. They will be your girls' champions in the 4x100 shuttle hurdle. 108.92, the time from Mount Pleasant.
Final call for the open 400. Final call, open 400. First call, 4x200 relay. First call, 4x200 relay.
Fans, our next event on the track will be the girls' 100-meter dash. We will have 3 sections of this event, and then the boys will also have 3 sections. As you can see, fans, our front stretch has been quickly cleared of those hurdles thanks to our hurdle wranglers and all of our volunteers. Fans, it goes without mentioning that volunteers and our officials, it would not be possible to put on a meet like today without all of our volunteers and officials, not only from the school district, from around the state coming to help with the meet today. Fans, if you could please give a big round of applause for all of our volunteers, coaches, and officials who helped put on today's meet. Taking a look at the field here for the first section of the 100-meter. In lane 1, Valerie Marmaleo. In lane 2, Izzy Reed. In lane 3, Riley Curtis. Competing in lane 4, Emery Walton. In lane 5, Natalie Blitter. In lane 6, Maddie Deschure. In lane 7, Zoe Hagan. And in lane 8, Lacey Gathers. If we could get that Mount Pleasant girls team to the infield. And before the start of this event here, fans, we'll direct your attention quickly to the infield. Right on the front stretch there, we have our champion team from that girls 4x100 shuttle hurdle relay. Again, this is part of the Kurt Jensen Memorial Relay. Fans, your recipients of the Kurt Jensen Memorial Relay Shuttle Hurdle Award, the team from Mount Pleasant, Jenna Gilmore, Abby Blint, Allie Westerkamp, and Kenna Lamb. Section 1 of 3 underway here for the girls 100. And out of lane 4, that is Emery Walton of Washington, the sophomore. She will take section number 1, 14:35. She will put down the first time to beat as we move to section number 2. And competing here in section 2 of 3 in lane 1 from Washington, Isabella Salazar. In lane 2 for Davis County, Ella Huggins. In lane 3 for Washington, Ada Kendall. In lane 4 for Fort Madison is Riley Steffenmeiser. In lane 5 for Mount Pleasant, Josie Gilmore. In lane 6 for Fort Madison, Maisie Hotop. Competing in lane 7 for Davis County, Jersey Griever. And in lane 8 for Washington, Colby Layden. Section 2 of 3. Section number 2. Out in lane 7, competing well. That is Jersey Griever. It will be a close finish between lanes 5 and 7. Good closer for Josie Gilmore out of lane 5. Jersey Griever out of lane 7 here in section 2. And it looks like it will be Griever out of section number 2 for 13:99 is our new time to beat. As we move into section number 3, competing in lane 1 for Mount Pleasant, Bailey Jallis. In lane 2 for Benton Community is Kyla Volkel. In lane 3 for Mount Pleasant, Andy Scott. And in lane 4 for Davis County is Caden Van Lanningham. In lane 5 for Tipton, Sydney Barton. In lane 6 for Washington, Rachel Sands. Competing in lane 7 for Benton Community, Donica Nolte. And in lane 8 for Tipton, Alyssa Menti. Section 3 of 3. Section 3 of 3, 13:99, the time to beat. And a close battle between lanes 3 and 4. It is going to come to the lean here in section 3 of 3. Lanes 3 and 4, Andy Scott and Caden Van Lanningham. Very good finish from both athletes. And it will be Caden Van Lanningham of Davis County, 13:08, and she will be your girls' champion in the 100-meter dash. And now next event on the track will be the boys' 100-meter dash, first section of 3. Competing in lane 1 for Cedar Rapids Prairie, Braden Lease, and in lane 2 for Prairie, Jacob Corin. In lane 3 for Mount Pleasant, Peyton Walker, and in lane 4 for Knoxville, Anthony Bailey. Competing in lane 5 for Mount Pleasant, Dalton Church. In lane 6 for Mid-Prairie, Brady Weber. Competing in lane 7 for Cedar Rapids Prairie, Trevor Hansen. And in lane 8 for Knoxville, Ethan Wilson. Section 1 of 3. Section 1 of 3 for the boys' 100-meter. In lane 4 from Knoxville and in lane 1. A good finish from both Braden Lease out of lane 1 and Anthony Bailey out of lane 4. And it will be Lease of Cedar Rapids Prairie taking section number 1, 12:79. Will be your time to beat as we move to section 2. Competing in lane 1 for Mid Prairie, Tyler Blauvut. In lane 2 for Washington, Austin Rebling. In lane 3 for Iowa City Liberty, Amari Thigpen. In lane 4 for Mount Pleasant, Colton Hudson. In lane 5 for Iowa City Liberty, Evan Chandler. In lane 6 for Washington, Kiter Gomez Valdez. In lane 7 for Washington, Caden Reed. And in lane 8 for Washington, Clayton Streeter, section 2 of 3. Section 2 of 3. 12:79 the time to compete with. Very close finish here. It looks like it will be lane 5. That is Evan Chandler of Iowa City Liberty. Very close finish between lanes 1 through 5. And it is Evan Chandler of Iowa City Liberty taking that second section, 11:78. And that will be your new time to beat as we move along to the third and final section. Competing in lane 1 for Fort Madison, Julian Deere. In lane 2, his teammate from Fort Madison, Nick Fullenkamp. In lane 3 for Knoxville, Tristan DeYoung. In lane 4 for Fort Madison, Tate Johnson. Competing in lane 5 for Washington, Jacob Miller. In lane 6 for Mid Prairie, Tyler Helmuth. Competing in lane 7 for Iowa City Liberty, Jacob Adam. And in lane 8 for Washington, Brennan Westfall. Section 3 of 3. And third and final section of this boys 100-meter dash finals. And that is Fort Madison's Tate Johnson in section number 3, 11:09. And he will be your boys champion in the 100-meter dash. Again, this is Tate Johnson of Fort Madison. Next event on the track, fans, we will have the girls' distance medley event number 12. We will have 2 sections of this event. Following will be the boys' distance medley. We will have 2 sections of that event as well. Let's take a look at the field here for section 1 of the girls' D-Med. Competing in lane 2, hip 2, will be Benton Community. In lane 3, hip 3, Cedar Rapids Prairie. And in lane 4, wearing hip 4, will be Tipton. Section 1 of 2. And this is section 1 of 2 of the girls' distance medley. On the leadoff for Tipton is Ashlyn Voss, Cedar Rapids Prairie with Brianna Bistricki, and Benton Community with Kennedy Laurer. Again, a 200, 200, 400, and an 800 in this distance medley. The first 200 now complete as we go through the first exchange. It is a close race so far. Looks like Benton Community will be out front as we come onto the front stretch. And now we will go to our 400 runners. Looks like Cedar Rapids Prairie may have had a slight advantage on the handoff. Reagan Wilson running the third leg for Prairie. Sarah Wright for Benton Community, and Carly Hines for Tipton. Our 400 runners now cutting down to the inside as they pass the cone after turn 2. It is Benton, followed by Tipton and Cedar Rapids Prairie. As we go to the third and final exchange. And we go to the 800 leg now for Benton and Tipton. Benton Community anchoring Kirsten Wasick. Tipton with Laura Owen. Cedar Rapids Prairie with Sarah Quilos. And that is Tipton trying to make a move on the outside as we go into turn 3. Fans, it looks like we do have some results from our final field events as they conclude here this afternoon. We have our girls' discus throw. Top 5 finishers finishing in 5th place with a throw of 93 feet 8 inches from Washington, Allie Reese. Your 4th place finisher with a throw of 103 feet 3 inches from Mount Pleasant, Alyssa Dosher. Your 3rd place finisher from Knoxville with a throw of 107 feet even, Ashlyn Finnerty. Your runner-up in the girls' discus with a throw of 117 feet 3 inches from Mount Pleasant, Jaden Brumbaugh. And your girls' champion in the discus throw with a throw of 119.09 from Knoxville, Sierra Heffron. Under 400 meters to go now for our leaders. It is Tipton out front here in Section 1. Laura Owen, the freshman, running for Tipton. Benton Community with Kirsten Wasick. And here come your leaders onto the front stretch. This is Tipton out front. And it will be Tipton out of section number 1. 5:08:43 is the time from Tipton. And that 5:08:43 will be the time to beat for our competitors coming up in section number 2. And next we will have section 2 of the girls' distance medley. Competing in lane 1, hip 1 will be Benton Community. Lane 2, hip 2 will be Mount Pleasant. Lane 3, hip 3 will be Tipton. Competing lane 4, hip 4 is Washington. With hip 5, lane 5, Davis County. And in lane 6, hip 6 is Fort Madison. Section 2 of 2. Second and final section of the girls' D-Med. Looks like on the inside, that is Tipton getting a good carry out well first. Sydney Barton on the lead off. And we go now to the first exchange. Tipton out very well early here in this distance medley. Claire Montgomery on the second leg for Tipton. They'll be running Addie Narum on the third leg. It will be Tipton, Washington, and Fort Madison as we go to the 400 leg. Again, our 400 competitors will be cutting into the inside as they pass the cone. Tipton getting a good 400 carry here from Addie Narum, the sophomore. Washington holding on to that second spot. They're running Eden Levetso on the third leg.
Final call, 4x200 meter dash. Final call, 4x200 meter relay.
And here we are again on the front stretch. Tipton maintaining their lead as we go to the anchors. Addie Narum again was on the third leg. She's handing the stick to Olivia Edens. Mount Pleasant. Holding on to that second spot is Davis County. Davis County running Macy Hill on the anchor, the senior.
First call, 100
And
and
a
110
battle
meter
for that
hurdles.
second spot as we go through turn 4. Davis County and Fort Madison. Fort Madison on the outside. Getting a good carry from Katie Dennis. Or Peyton Wagan, rather, here on the anchor, the sophomore for Fort Madison. It is Peyton Wagan of Fort Madison. Abby Blint of Mount Pleasant, and Macy Hill of Davis County. Yet it is still Tipton. As we go into turn 3 with the strong lead, Olivia Edens again on the anchor here with 200 meters to go. Fort Madison maintaining that second spot as they also go through turns 3 and 4, but it is our leaders now once again on the front stretch. This is Tipton, Olivia Edens. Tipton able to maintain their lead throughout the duration of this DMED. And it will be Tipton. And here we have a close battle for second as we come to the finish. That is Mount Pleasant on the outside, Abby Blint. And she will carry Mount Pleasant to that second place finish. 4:30.51 is the time from Tipton, your girls champions in the distance medley. And once again, it will be Tipton, the team of Sydney Barton, Claire Montgomery, Addie Narum, and Olivia Edens. And we will now get our first section out on the track for the boys distance medley. First section of 2. 3 teams competing here in this first section. Washington JV in lane 2, hip 2, Knoxville in lane 3, hip 3, Cedar Rapids Prairie with lane 4, hip 4. Again, first section of 2 in the boys' distance medley. Washington getting a good carry here out early. Travis Layden on the leadoff for Washington. Fans, here are your results from that last event, the girls' distance medley, your top 3 teams. Finishing in third place with a time of 4:44.86, the team from Fort Madison. Your second place team with a time of 4:44 flat, Mount Pleasant. And your girls champions in the distance medley relay with a time of 4:30.51, the team from Tipton. On to the 400 now here in section number 1 of the boys distance medley. It is Washington out front. Washington followed by Knoxville and Cedar Rapids Prairie. Washington running Lucky Lindsay on the third leg. Knoxville with Grant Garrison. Cedar Rapids Prairie with Garrett Franklin. And it looks like Knoxville getting a good carry here on the third leg, trying to make up some ground as we go to the exchange. Cedar Rapids Prairie also trying to throw himself back into the mix. Cedar Rapids Prairie getting a good finish from Garrett Franklin on the third leg. They'll go to Cole Younger on the anchor. It is now Cedar Rapids Prairie, Washington, and Knoxville as we go to the 800. Washington running Nate Edmonds on the anchor. Knoxville with Elliott King.
Come on, Nate! Let's go, Nate!
Less than 400 to go now here in section number 1. It is Washington now out front. Nate Edmonds, followed by Knoxville.
Come on, Nate! Let's go, Nate!
On to the front stretch once again. Here are our leaders in section number 1. Again, that is Washington out front. Nate Edmonds, the freshman. And it is Washington JV out of section number 1. Nate Edmonds with the good 800 carry. Knoxville with Elliott King. 4:30.92. That will be the time to beat as we move over to section number 2. Competing in lane 1, hip 1 is Fort Madison. Competing in lane 2, hip 2 is Iowa City Liberty. In lane 3, hip 3, Mid Prairie. Lane 4, hip 4 is Washington. And in lane 5, hip 5, Mount Pleasant, section 2 of 2. If we can have everybody on that first turn on the infield, you need to clear the way. Starter needs to see all the way down to lane 1. Second and final section of the boys' distance medley. Again, 4:30.92 is the time to compete with here for our competitors in Section 2. On the backstretch, that is Mid Prairie getting a good carry from Kane Brown. They're giving the stick over to Carter Harmson on the second leg. Mid Prairie out very well here after that first exchange. Mid-Prairie running Carter Harps, and they're going to be handing the stick over to Will Kavanaugh. It is Mid-Prairie. Iowa City Liberty. On to the 400 leg now. Our leader just crossing the cones. They will work their way to the inside. Washington and Mount Pleasant currently battling for that second spot, trying to catch up some ground on their leader. Again, that is Iowa City Liberty out front, but here comes Washington, in that second spot. Here comes Washington. Mid-Prairie. Coming to the final exchange. Mid-Prairie running Thaddeus Shetler. Iowa City Liberty with the slight advantage. Iowa City Liberty running Nathan Kinzer, the junior, on the anchor. Mid-Prairie with a commanding lead in this distance medley so far with their anchor Thaddeus Shetler. Washington and Mount Pleasant battling for that third spot as they work their way out of turn 4.
Come on, Micah! You got it, Micah!
On the backstretch, Thaddeus Shetler maintaining his lead in this distance medley. Mid-Prairie, Iowa City Liberty, Washington, Mount Pleasant, and Fort Madison. And here comes Mid-Prairie. Mid-Prairie, they were out early on the first two legs, and they have held their lead through the entirety of this event. Ladies and gentlemen, Mid-Prairie, Thaddeus Shetler with the good anchor carry on the 800. And here comes Iowa City Liberty. Iowa City Liberty. Washington getting a good finish out of their anchor, Micah Reese. Mount Pleasant with Nathan McWilliams. And Fort Madison with John Cottrell on the anchor. And that is section number 2. 3:41.43 is the time from Mid-Prairie. And they will be your champions in the boys' distance medley relay. As our student athletes are setting their blocks here for the next event, we have the 400-meter dash. We will have 4 heats for the girls in this event, and for the boys, we will have 4 heats as well. Let's take a look at the field here in Section 1. Competing in Lane 1 is Claire Schulte of Cedar Rapids Prairie. In Lane 2, Claire Schulte. In Lane 3, Emma Kern of Fort Madison. And in Lane 4 from Washington, Gracie Simmering. Section 1 of 4. Section 1 of 4 for the girls' 400-meter dash. Taking a look at those results from that last event, your third-place team from that boys' distance medley relay in a time of 3:58.60 is Washington. Your runner-up team from that DMED event in a time of 3:52.68 is Iowa City Liberty. And again, your champions in the boys' distance medley relay with a time of 3:41.43, the team from Mid-Prairie, Kane Brown, Carter Harmson, Will Kavanaugh, and Thaddeus Shetler. At this time, we are looking for our 100 and 110 hurdles competitors. If you could please report to the clerk. Again, we are calling our 100 and 110 hurdles competitors. Please report. And here we are in section 1 of 4 on the front stretch. That is Fort Madison with Emma Kern taking section number 1, and she will put down your first time to beat for our competitors as we move into section 2, 1:14.23. .114.23 the time from Kern. As we move to section 2, competing in lane 2 for Fort Madison, Kylie Fortune. In lane 3 for Washington, Emily Burciaga. In lane 4, Emily Burciaga. In lane 3 is Grace Voss. And in lane 5 for Davis County, Jaden Bennett. Section 2 of 4. Again, this is section 2 of 4 underway here in the girls 400. Our final field event results for the afternoon. We have the boys shot put has concluded. Top 5 finishers finishing in 5th place from Mid-Prairie in a throw of 39 feet 5 inches, Burke Berry. Your 4th place finisher from Fort Madison with a throw of 40 feet 7 inches, Ike Thatcher. Your 3rd place finisher from Fort Madison with a throw of 41 feet 7 inches, Caden Barnes. Your runner-up in the boys' shot with a throw of 45 feet 1 inches from Mount Pleasant, Isaac Jarrell. And your boys' champion in the shot put from Washington with a throw of 50 feet 3 inches, Braden Hartman. And here in section number 2, that's lane 3, Grace Voss, the junior of Washington, taking that second heat, 109.10. And that will be our new time to beat from Grace Voss. And now we will go to section 3 of 4.